Hello! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Good evening everyone. Good evening Earthlings here in the Philippines and around the world. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Coming from Japan, this is your Miss Earth Crowns Creative Content Head, Eman Feliciano. And welcome to another episode of Miss Philippines Earth on Focus. In Focus, mali pa yung preposition ko. In Focus, and we are going to feature two more of our beautiful ladies for a cause here on Miss Earth. And we are focusing on Caloocan and Aurora, Isabela. Yan. So, later on, explain natin. Kung nakikita nyo sa poster, tatlo sila, pero bakit ngayon dalawa lang yung nasa banner natin? We will explain to you in just a little bit. But before that, let me introduce to you, of course, kung sino muna ang makakasama ko for tonight. Sino pa nga ba? Kundi ang inyong Mr. MEC, yan ang tawag natin sa kanya. Our, ladies and gentlemen, Noy Sabilano.
Gusto ko yung Mr. MEC, may sarili akong title. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sir Eman. Yeah, Sir Eman. Thank you, Eman. And maraming salamat po. Good evening po sa ating lahat from Miss Earth Crown. My name is Noy Sabilano, and Eman is right. This is going to be, I think, one of our most anticipated episodes for Miss Philippines Earth coverage. And as Eman mentioned, dapat po tatlo tayo for tonight. But then, unfortunately, Miss Verna of Baler, Aurora had a personal emergency to attend to. So Verna, kung nasan ka man naroroon ngayon, I hope you're doing well, doing great, and we miss you here on our In Focus episode 5. Right, Eman?
That is true. But even though one of our ladies won't be here with us tonight, of course, we have two ladies who definitely can fill the night with their beauty and their purpose. Kaya naman, simulan na natin. Let's introduce our ladies for tonight. Starting off, dito muna tayo sa pinakamalapit sa Maynila. Starting off with our Miss Philippines Earth, Caloocan, Jerimi, Nuqui. Hi, Jerimi.
Hello, Alex. Hello, Sir Eman. Hello, Sir Noy. I'm so delighted to be here. And hopefully we have a fun conversation afterwards. Thank you.
There you go. Of course, of course, of course. And now, let's have our Miss Philippines Earth, Aurora, Isabela, Myra, Yzabelle, Rola.
Woo!
Hello everyone. Good evening. I'm excited to be here, especially now. This is supposed to be this my second time. But yes.
Yan naman. We are so excited that you are here with us tonight. Ayan, hindi ba? Oh, Noy, kumustahan muna tayo.
Correct. Yes. Actually, Sir Eman, I'd like to find out how is Jem and Myra doing right now, knowing that the preliminary competitions have already started officially today. I mean, what are your initial feelings right now? Di ba? Agad-agad yun ang tanong natin. Jem and Myra, siguro sa Jem muna, how are you feeling that the all-important beauty of face is already done? What are your feelings right now?
Actually, it's very exciting because after all, it's my first pageant and it's starting now. Even though it's virtually, the pressure is really there. The hype is really there, the support, the encouragement of other people. So it's very overwhelming, but at the same time, it's very exciting.
I'm sure, nako. I'm sure. Ay,
Oh.
naku, nalaglag si,
Oo. Pero
nalaglag si
at least na
Jerry.
ano niya, natawid niya. Si Myra naman, sige, while we're waiting for Jem to come back, Myra, ikaw naman, now that you are already done with the beauty of face, I mean, what are you feeling right now? Ano ang ano mo?
Actually I'm so happy with the result of my videos, of course. And especially that we are already in the middle of the pageant. Ilang araw na lang po. Ilang weeks na lang.
Mm,
So I'm so grateful that I'm here, especially and I'm also pressured, of course, to be for this round po.
Ayun naman.
there you go.
Oo. Exciting and pressuring at the same time, hindi ba? Pressure-filled at the same time ang laban. Ay nako, Noy, speaking of exciting, I think bukod sa ating candidates for tonight, meron pang mga excited, hindi ba? Because we have so many viewers right now and we have so many comments already flooding. Ayan, kaya isa-isa
Yan.
muna natin na basahin yung mga comments natin tonight. From Vice Medenilia Vicente Viral, sabi niya, go, 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 Aurora Isabela, Myra Yzabelle. Naku, mukhang kilala ni Myra to, ha? Kasi, gusto ko yung ngiti ni sino? Yes, oo. Gusto ko yung ngiti ni Myra nung nakita niya ito. Ayan. At saka meron din, and actually, Vice is watching from Canada. No? Yung pala.
Oh, wow,
Watching from
hi!
Canada. We also have Francine supporting. And then we have, naka-ano siya. Galing, sa Japan ba ito nakatira?
Wow!
Si Jerimi Bado. Yan. Talaga. Go, 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 Miss Caloocan, Jem, Nuqui, all the way from Japan. Pero bukod sa Canada at sa Japan, nanonood din sila from USA. Grabe talaga ang Miss Philippines Earth. At ang Miss Earth
Grabe.
traveler reaching the whole world. And by the way, we are broadcasting on 3 platforms tonight. Facebook, YouTube, and also on Kumu. Ayan, grabe. Naka 553 likes na tayo sa Kumu. So, please
Wow!
keep supporting. Sa
Yay!
mga nandyan po sa Kumu sa baba, you can also ask questions to our candidates tonight. Kung meron po kayong, kung gusto niyo po silang bukahin, ayan, and challenge them for questions for Miss Philippines Earth, you can also ask them that. Di ba? Tingnan pa natin. Meron pa tayong supporters. So, go Ate Myra. Ayan, sabi niya. Ni Rodel. Go, 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 Aurora Isabela. Ayan, di ba? At meron din tayo na commenter from YouTube. Ayan, sabi niya, go Miss Baler. Wala.
Wala.
Ayan, wala nga lang si dito, no? So, wala po siya tonight, eh. Oo, ayan. Sino pa ba?
Yes.
Ayan. And go, 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 Miss Caloocan. Ayan, Jerimi. Ayan. Sino pa ba?
Yan.
Si Risha din. Ayan. From YouTube. Yan, may commenter din tayo from YouTube. Risha is saying, go Miss Aurora Isabela, Queen Myra. Ayan, mamaya si So, ang dami pa, no? Ang dami
Yeah.
pa.
You know what,
Oo.
Eman? Sige, while we're waiting for no for Jem to come back, actually very overwhelming yung support and reception that we've been getting so far with our with our episodes. I think this is the fifth or sixth episode na ang overwhelming talaga ng response and ng comments na nanggagaling sa ating mga earthlings from around the world. So maraming salamat from the bottom of our
Oo.
heart.
Yes, thank you so much. Sobra talaga, sobra. Kaya mamaya po, we are going to go back to our comment section. Babasahin po natin ulit ang inyong mga comments.
Mm.
But of course, right now, while the live stream is ongoing, you can comment at mababasa po yan ng ating mga
Yay!
fellow earthlings ninyo. Yan, you can talk downstairs. You can talk down there in the comment section. Baba ng
Downstairs.
bahay.
Not upstairs, but
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Because we are upstairs, they're downstairs, but we're in
Correct.
the same house. Okay. I don't know. All right. So now we are going to our first segment for
Yay.
tonight, hindi ba? At yung segment na yan, tinatawag natin siyang In Focus. Ayan. So we're going to our first segment, which is called In Focus. Okay? Ano ba itong In Focus? This is where we talk with our ladies one-on-one, right? To get to know them. What is their life outside Miss Earth? Ano pa yung iba nilang pinagkakaabalahan? And let's center on their passion and their advocacies. For our first In Focus, we're going to have, of course, Jerimi from Caloocan. At ang mag-i-interview sa kanya ay si Noy. So kami ni Myra will go backstage muna and we'll be back in just a little bit. See you later, Myra!
There you go. Thank you so much, Sir Eman and Myra. Ngayon, tama nga po si Sir Eman because we're going to have our in-focus interview with the beautiful, my God, look at this photo, the beautiful Jerimi Nuqui. Hi, Jem! Again, syempre nakamusta ka na namin kanina, no? Definitely, you already mentioned your feelings about the Beauty of Face round and the fast approaching coronation. Pero we want to find out first. I mean, sino ba si Jem Nuqui outside the world of pageantry and before Miss Philippines Earth 2021? Maybe can you tell the story behind your life before pageantry?
Thank you, Sir Noy. That's a good question. It is a good interview. I can feel. To be honest, this is my first pageant. I'm not really into pageantry, and I'm a theater actress by profession. Also an editorial model. I also do tapings and photo shoots outside before I enter the pageant. And my team decided that why don't I join because they can feel that I am had the potential. So at first I said, really? Talaga ba? But it goes very fast. It goes very quick. Nagpasa na kami ng application and then now we're here. Tapos na Beauty of Face, prelims round na. Like I said, it's very exciting. It's a good pressure even though it's virtual. Yung pressure talaga ramdam pa rin. But after all, bago siyang experience for me. And forever ko siyang i-treasure. So it's really engaging. It's really exciting. It really makes my heart full. Lalo na the support that I am receiving. The love, the encouragement that people tell me every day. It's very flattering. So, thank you.
You know what? Actually, Jem, sobrang ramdam ko yung like energy, your happiness that you are finally here on Miss Philippines Earth 2021. And actually, parang feeling ko talaga you have this certain passion to really make sure that you do really well on your first pageant. And take note first pageant, Big Four pageant agad-agad ang sinalihan mo. Di ba? Oh, that's something to be really proud of. Yes. So you mentioned a while ago, let me just go back a little bit sa sinabi mo. You're a theater actress.
Yes.
So you're into performing. You're used to performing on stage.
Yes po. Even when I was young, like 12 years old, I engaged myself into theater na. And I found out that I really love acting. I really love how can I change my character, how I can be a specific person without changing who I am. We're just internalizing who she or he is. It's very magical, the theater performance. It's very magical. And now, it's pandemic. Nakaka-miss siya. Di ba parang lahat nag-pause in a while. It's very quick. Lahat nag-pause. Lahat natigil because of pandemic. But now we're here, we're fighting, and now Miss Philippines Earth is on its way. Even it's
Yeah.
virtual, they are very catering us candidates very well.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if you're not really performing on stage as a theater actress, you're already performing like on a virtual stage, like Miss Philippines Earth. That's why it's a really big thing for you as a performer, as an actress, as someone who is used to like doing things in front of an audience. This is already a big thing for you. Now, Jem, gusto ko lang tanungin, since you mentioned this is your very first pageant, kumbaga neophyte, newbie ang dating mo, di ba? Sino naman at paano naman napunta ang isang gem Nuqui na theater actress into the world of pageantry? Sino ang kailangan namin sisihin? Sino ang may kasalanan? So to say.
Even before, my directors, my producers telling me, why don't you join a pageant? Kasi you are tall and you can speak. You can speak up naman. Sabi ko, when I'm ready, why not? Like, let's take the risk and let's challenge myself. And then one day, my designer, Sir Rodel Espaldo, he
Okay,
posted
si Sir Ranel Espaldon. Hi, Ranel. I know
Hello,
Ranel Espaldon. Hello. Sana nanonood ka. Yeah, ano sabi ni Ranel?
nag-usap po kami through chats and he said that why can he have some of my photo shoots? Sabi ko, okay po, sure, why not? Then, nagulat na lang ako that he posted me like, Gem Nuqui, I aspire at Miss Philippines Earth Delegates ako. Okay, it's already here. Sige na, go ko na to. And after all, syempre it's pandemic pa rin naman, so everything is na pause, the theater industry. So, okay, let's do it. And my mommy, Katniss, she told me, go, you can do it. If we believe in you, then you believe in yourself. Then I realized, yes, if they see something in me, I should see it too. And now I'm here, so thank you for encouraging me, guys.
Alam mo talaga, you know what, Earthlings, sobrang, I hope that you are feeling the energy and the enthusiasm of Gem Nuqui right now. Grabe, you know what, you're beaming on screen. I don't know if our audience are seeing it right. You're beaming on screen right now. Na talagang halata na the happiness is genuine, that you are here, that you are fighting for Miss Philippines Earth 2021. Kaya naman maraming salamat kay Sir Ranel Espaldon for like doing that thing na bigla mong pinost yung kanyang photo and whatnot. Because right now we have a really great, sweet candidate in our midst for Miss Philippines Earth 2021. Alright.
Fact lang, the day that he posted it, I'm in a quarantine because I'm a COVID-19 survivor. So, that day, I was thinking, oh, this is challenging. This is very challenging. I'm on a challenging phase of my life, and suddenly I will go into something that will challenge me, my heart, my mind, my physicality, my confidence. But opportunities comes in every magical way, and why not take the risk and let's try it? Because after all, I will not learn if I won't try it at the end of the day.
Correct, of course. That's a really great mindset to have in this competition. That's a really great thing to have as a mindset for Miss Philippines Earth. Now, Jem, I'd like to find out because you're from Caloocan.
Yes.
I'm originally from ako'y tubong Caloocan din. I lived there. I was born in Quezon City, but I lived in Caloocan for many years as a child. Gusto ko lang malaman naman, kamusta ang Gem Nuqui growing up in Caloocan, and what is that specific like life experience during your childhood that you think contributed to who you are as a woman and to who you are as a candidate to Miss Philippines Earth 2021? Onting storytelling lang.
Okay, sure po. Actually, I love storytelling. When I was young, I always get into bullies. So, lagi ako nabubuli talaga ever since because I don't know, maybe because when I was young, I was very shy. I was just quiet, and at the same time, I would just talk and be friendly. So they are just trying to keep me down. Even on my teenage years on the high school, I always experiencing those stuffs. But I realized that all of that, all of those things that happened to me is just a test of what I am today. They are just a test of life. So why not let's just choose be a bigger person at the end of the day, because after all, it's me who will grow, it's me who will shine, it's me who will have a smile and peace of mind at the very end of the day. And actually, I think those things that happened to me, because kung hindi siya nangyari sa akin, hindi ako mag-grow. I won't be able to accept who I am. I won't be able to be confident, even though that's very hard and ayoko mangyari siya sa akin. Pero sometimes life can be unpredictable and those things can really happen talaga. As a batang Caloocan, madami talagang mga challenges sa buhay dahil sa malaking lugar na pinapalibutan ng mga maraming tao at iba-ibang tao. But at the end of the day, like I said, you will choose who you are.
Ang ganda. That was a really great statement, no? You choose who you are at the end of the day. Very, very nice. Alam mo, parang feeling ko, si Jem Nuqui yung, I don't know, sa mga earthlings or sa mga fans natin, no? Para siya yung friend, para siya yung girl or parang classmate mo in high school that you want to be your friend. Parang gusto mo siyang maging kabarkada kasi parang palagi kang op.
Thank you very much.
Oo.
Magkaklase tayo para magkakatsikahan tayo ng bongga.
Oo. Para masarap kang kaibigan, kasama sa recess, kasama sa mga kalokohan, kasama sa mga lakad, yung mga ganyan. Now, of course, enough of who you are as a kid, no, or as a like a young teenager, perhaps in Caloocan. Now, fast forward tayo. You are now Jem Nuqui of Miss Philippines Earth 2021, representing Caloocan. Before we quickly go to Sir Eman and kay Myra, no, for their in focus, I want to find out. This is your chance, Jem. What is the thing that you want to accomplish or any advocacy that you want to push for as a candidate to Miss Philippines Earth 2021?
As an animal lover, Sir Noy, I really have this advocacy on my heart a very long time. It's the animal habitat preservation, or what I call Heart for All. Kasi every day, extinction of 1, 2, 3 more animals are prone to extinction na that may lead to our ecosystem failure. Now, of course, someday, us humans, maapektuhan din at the end of the story and at the end of the day. And I hope na somewhat I can really uplift this significant cause kasi isa siya sa mga neglected issues here in our world, the animal habitat preservation. And I want to address this to many people, that animals are creatures of God too, and they deserve to live harmonious where they can live comfortably. So that's what I want to advocate, and I want to share to the whole world.
Wow naman. There you go. Again, very sweet, very friendly looking, and animal lover. Saan pa po kayo? Ano pang hanapin nyo kay Miss Caloocan, Jerimi Nuqui? That's a really great advocacy, most especially during this time na people are forgetting that we are actually not alone in this world. We are actually sharing it with other living creatures like the animals who are in need of, love, care, and support, just like the rest of us on Earth. Very beautiful, Jeremy Nuqui. Thank you so much. And of course, we're gonna talk more about yourself, about who you are, and the things that you are doing for Miss Philippines Earth in a little bit. But now, let's now move on to our second in focus with Sir Eman and Myra. Hello, Sir Eman. Ayan.
Ayan, thank you very much, Jem, and we are going to see you again in a little bit. I'll put you on the backstage muna. Yan, and si Nonoy din. Okay, there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for us to go to our next candidate. It's time to shift the focus to our next candidate, and that is no other than Miss Aurora Isabela, Myra Isabella Rola. There you go. Hi, Myra. Okay, now it's your
Hello
turn.
po, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Hello. Yes, good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Good
Thank you for
evening.
having me.
Good evening. Ay, of course, of course. Look at you. Grabe, beaming. Yung dalawa nating kandidata tonight. Very beaming. Kung beaming talaga. Beaming na beaming. I love how you laid out your setup tonight because your beauty, because of your background, your beauty is, oo, your beauty is put forward talaga ng mga ano, ang ganda-ganda. And you are actually in
Thank you so much,
Aurora,
sir.
Isabela right now, right? Oo, nasa Isabela ka ngayon talaga.
Yes
Nasa
po.
Aurora, Isabela ka ngayon, o if I'm not mistaken. Ang dami na rin nagko-comment for you. Actually, kailangan nating balikan dun sa may taas kasi ang daming nang nagko-comment for you. Sabi, ayan, sabi ni Francine, go, 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 Ate Myra! Ganyan. Tsaka sabi din na, sino pa ba yung mga nandito? Ayan, sabi din ni Vice, of course. Yan, Myra, go, go, go. And then we also have Glenn. Meron din tayo si Francine ulit. Grabe, ang dami mong supporters for tonight. At saka, asa na? Meron pa tayo. Meron ako nakita ditong napakagandang comment about you kanina. Sa sobrang dami ng ating sa napakadami ng ating comments, we're being flooded with comments. Hindi ko na makita yung kaninang specific na. But yes, please, lagay ulit natin yan mamaya. Ayan, sabi niya, pack na pack. Myra, Yzabelle, we love you, anak. Okay, please do comment. Ayan, now it's Myra's turn. How do your friends and how do most people call you?
Myra po. Most
Myra. Ano, Myra. There you go. Yeah. Myra, we know, of course, that you are one of the candidates on Miss Philippines Earth 2021. And we know that you're putting forward not only your beauty, but also your advocacy. But gusto naming malaman muna, who is Myra outside of her Miss Philippines Earth journey? Ano ba yung pinagkakaabalahan ni Myra sa buhay?
So, yun po, I'm Myra. First, ay papakilala ko muna yung sarili ko. I'm Myra Isabelle Rola from Aurora, Isabela. So, outside the pageantry, outside Miss Philippines Earth, I'm just a normal person. A third-year college student, taking Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, majoring in Marketing Management at St. Louis University, Baguio City. So, I'm a third-year college student and I help my mother in terms of farming, which is also related in terms of my advocacy. So, ganun lang po ako. Normal person lang po outside pageantry. I'm still a student.
Oh. So, is it safe to say that this is also your first pageant?
Actually, no po. This is my third pageant. First is the Muchanang Aurora 2018, and then
Wow.
Isabela Tourism 2020, and both of them, I still have the crown. Hindi ko pa po naipapasa.
Yun
And
naman pala, grabe. Oo, multi-title holder ng mga local pageant, si Myra. And now you are on your way to the Miss Earth stage, Miss Philippines Earth stage naman. Gusto kong balikan yung sinabi mo kanina that you're now taking up business management, if I'm not mistaken. What made you choose this course? Bakit business management?
actually, it's marketing management.
Sorry, marketing management. Yes,
I
yes, yes.
took up marketing management because I believe that it is correlated to our everyday life. Yun po talaga. Inisip ko how things affects us. Kasi sa marketing po, pasok yan sa lahat ng bagay. In terms of me joining pageants, I market myself. I market my advocacy. I create my branding terms sa market. Parang ganun po. And then, so other than that, since nasabi ko nga na marketing is related to our everyday life, also gusto kong pag-aralan yung market pagdating sa agriculture. Yun po talaga. I'm also, since bata po ako, lumaki na po ako sa family of farmers. So gusto ko po matutunan ang paano po ma-market natin ang agriculture at mas mabigyan po natin ng parang um, appreciation sa hard work po ng farmers. Ganun po.
That is true. Now, napag-uusapan na natin yung marketing of agriculture, hindi ba? Ano sa tingin mo, what does the agricultural landscape of the Philippines need more? Ano pa yung kailangan natin? Kasi di ba ngayon, ang agrikultura sa Pilipinas kailangan pang i-push ng harder para mas madaming maka-appreciate, mas tangkilikin. Ano sa tingin mo yung kulang na kailangan pa?
I think yung kulang lang po para mas ma-appreciate ng tao ang agriculture is to give them knowledge, to educate people, which is also na related din po siya sa advocacy ko, which is sustainable agriculture, and it is integrated farming, which is I teach people to maximize their resources, especially in the urban area kasi especially right now that we're in the middle of pandemic, ang dami pong nagugutom, ang daming walang enough na food, and then teaching them integrated farming, teaching them agriculture, they can store it within their backyard, their home, plant vegetables, which helps them provide food for their everyday life. So, in that way, ma-appreciate po natin yung agriculture, which is eventually habang tumatagal, medyo napansin ko po the entire pandemic time, medyo mas maraming naka-appreciate nga po talaga sa agriculture, lalo na sa farmers natin kasi sila po talaga yung, even though it's pandemic, they are continuously working to feed us, to feed everyone. Di ba po, mapamahirap or mayaman, they're working talaga for us.
That is true. I agree. I agree. I agree. Since people have started having their own backyard gardens, their own backyard farms where they grow their own vegetables, pati urban gardening, di ba nauso during pandemic? In one way or another, na-appreciate ng mga tao yung agriculture and farming. And since napag-uusapan na rin natin this is part of your advocacy, yan. So, may nasabi ka ng ibang details. Can you describe more? Can you describe your advocacy more? Ano ba yung advocacy na dala-dala mo sa platform ng Miss Philippines Earth?
So, when I started Miss Earth Philippines, nung nag-audition ako, my advocacy first is sustainable tourism. But eventually, lumipat po ako ng agriculture. Kasi nung first po, gusto kong talagang i-advocate ang tourism ng agriculture. Yun po. Kasi maraming tourist spot here sa Isabela na farms. So, when I focus on agriculture, which is sustainable agriculture, I want to promote the use of organic fertilizers. For I've seen that the organic fertilizers or chemicals affects both the human health and our environment. Other than that, yung nasabi ko rin po kanina na integrated farming, which is I want to teach people how they can maximize their resources, yung resources nila, pagtanim sila, and start urban gardening, urban farming po. So, now dun pa lang po ako nag-focus, but since the entire pageantry, I visited farms, I have learned a lot. So, iniisip ko po, may mga panahon pa rin na matututo pa rin po ako through the process. Mas marami pa po akong ma-advocate at matuturo sa tao in terms of agriculture.
Oo naman, of course. Especially ngayon you're learning a lot and you're teaching to people what you're learning.
Yes.
Now that the pageant is virtual, this year the pageant is virtual again. Sa tingin mo ba advantage or disadvantage ito sa advocacy mo? Kasi if for example you win Miss Philippines Earth, you have to push your advocacy into a wider platform, di ba? Buong Pilipinas ang stage mo pagdating sa advocacy mo. Will the virtual pageant and yung virtual environment natin ngayon na hindi tayo pwedeng magpunta sa mga maraming lugar ng basta-basta, mas mag-work ba yon for you or mas disadvantage yun?
To be honest po, sa akin, it is an advantage po na virtual pageant. For me, living here in Isabela, my advocacy is agriculture. And syempre po, if on stage, kailangan po namin lumuwas ng Manila. So, I cannot visit farms and I cannot learn or teach myself more to educate people. Pero, if I win the crown and I have a bigger platform, of course, to advocate to people and to educate them, I think it is not a hindrance na virtual. Kasi as we know that social media, it has a lot of platform. Masyadong malawak ang social media. And kung kaya po natin at kakayanin natin na gugustuhin man nating turuan ng tao in terms of agriculture, of course, and they are willing to learn, of course, syempre po, kakayanin natin yun. And hindrances, ano nga po ba? Hindrances, di ba? Nandun po yun para mag-push forward tayo do better.
That is true. Totoo nga naman. Grabe. Napapalakpak ako dun sa sagot mo. Ano nga ba yung hindrance? Ang hindrance is just an encouragement for us to do better. Ganun nga man talaga. That was, grabe, gusto ko yung wisdom na yon, hindi ba? Ano, actually, naalala ko sa'yo, yung ano ko ang ating Miss Philippines or ang ating reigning queen, hindi ba, na si Roxy Bayens, hindi ba? So she was also into farming, agriculture, and she was pushing urban gardening. So
Ano?
napatunayan natin last year na kahit na virtual yung pageant, hindi yun hadlang. In fact, magandang avenue pa nga siya para mas maipakalat mo yung advocacy mo. And I'm sure magagamit mo din yung virtual platform at yung ano, yung social media this year para mas ipakalat pa ang inyong advocacy. Ayun. Ngayon, eto naman yung tanong ko, another question. Balik tayo sa iyong hometown sa ano, sa Aurora, Isabela, because my grandmother is also from Aurora, Isabela. Yes. Oo, yung ang lola ko ay taga Aurora, Isabela. And I've been there. So ano rin ako, Ilocano din ako. I have been there ano when I was a kid, pero matagal na panahon na. At may mga bagay na no, na nakalimutan ako. Dahil because you're specializing on no, you're specializing on marketing management. Ano sa tingin mo yung mga marketing points? Paano mo ulit i-market sa katulad kung nakalimutan na ang Aurora Isabela at sa mga tao? Paano mo i-market ang Aurora Isabela sa mga
First,
tao?
I will market our local product, which is the calamansi since our nagsa-celebrate na po kami ng Calamansi Festival, which is kasi calamansi na po ang pinaka main product ng aming municipality. Other than that, we also celebrated in our provincial festival, which is the Bambati Festival. Para sa mga tourist spots, there's no specific tourist spot here in Aurora, Isabela. But what I can offer is the hospitality of the people. They are so welcoming and ganun po. Pero kung hindi ko man po ganun ma-market ang aking municipality, which is there's no that much tourist spot, I can market the whole Isabela, of course.
Yes. Oo naman, hindi ba? I think ano bukod sa tourist spots, products and people din talaga are what make a province really visitable. Kung meron mang ganung word no na puntahin talaga. Yun yung magagawa natin. Ayan, oh my God, let's give a round of applause to Miss Aurora Isabela, Myra Yzabelle Rola. There you go. Ayan. At grabe, bago pa ako masyadong mag-enjoy nakausapin si Myra, ibalik na natin si Noy at saka si Jem. Okay, Noy, are you there? Ayan. Hello, Noy. Welcome.
Yes, I'm
At saka si
here.
Jem, ibalik na rin natin.
Hi, Jem.
Hi, Jem.
Ayan.
Welcome back. Ayan. Thank you very much.
Ayan. Alam
Super
mo ba?
nag-enjoy ako. Nawala
Yes.
ulit sa ano.
Oh, nawala. Sir Eman,
Nag-audio lang
alam
siya.
mo,
Yes, yes.
I want to point this out, no? Parang ang saya lang na dalawang ganitong kandidato yung guest natin for tonight. Parang chill, malumanay, positive lang yung energy nila. It's just so refreshing having the two of you tonight during our interview for episode number 5.
That
Right,
is
Sir
true.
Eman?
Sobra. Totoo yan. At sabi ng namatay kong spotlight. Yan. Totoo yan. Grabe. Alam mo yung kung si Jem yung classmate mo, sabi mo na ang sarap mong maging friend kasi parang yung ang saya-saya. Si si Myra naman yung classmate mo na ang sarap mong kasama sa group project. Yung gano'n. 'Di ba? 'Di ba yung gano'n? So meron tayong dalawang kasi ang dami mong matututunan din at saka parang talagang very diligent. So, two very beautiful queens inside and out with qualities that will surely make them this year's Miss Philippines Earth. Kayo dyan sa nasa baba sa mga comment section, sa Kumu, may nagtatanong sa Kumu. Ayan. Thank you, Kuya Rap. Ayan. Ay, Raf! Hello, Tarot by Raf on Kumu is here, dropping by. Nag-send siya ng pulang kabayo. Thank you so much, Raf! Thank you, Tina! Hi, Tina! Ayan, may mga may mga supporters and followers din tayo sa Kumu who are commenting on us dyan. Raf, baka meron kang tanong or predictions for Jem and Myra. Ayan. Papakilala ko lang sa inyo, sa Kumu meron tayong friend, si Tarot by Rafi, is a talk show host also, a performer, and tarot reader
Wow!
dyan sa Kumu. So you
Baka
follow
pwede pang
Tarot Myra.
hulaan kung magpe-place ang aming dalawang guests for
Oo,
tonight sa
i-follow niyo daw muna
final.
si Tarot by
Oh.
Rap sa Kumu. Ayan. So I'm really happy kasi we're also simulcast on Kumu on my page, Mega on Kumu. Yan. So abangan nyo din po yan. Ayan! There you go. So we now let's go to our next segment, Nonoy. Anong ba? Tama ba? Or tingnan muna natin yung mga comment section.
Yeah, kasi Sir Eman, sobrang dami na nating comments
Oo
coming
nga.
from the fans. You know what? While the interviews are going on, the fans are not stopping in placing their shout-outs, their words of
Oo.
support. Grabe.
Diba?
Ayan.
Parang si Francine talagang, si John Mark kanina pa, gorgeous daw. Oo, kaya sabi rin ni MJ, go Myra. Pero sabi din ni Baby, yes, Jerimi, Caloocan, go, go, go. Oo, ayan. Sabi
Parang
ni
parang
Glenn,
parang ito yung interview na nagsasalitan yung mga fans ng dalawang guests natin sa pag-comment. In
oo, sa
fairness to
pag-comment,
them, good
parang
job.
gano'n. Oo, yung isang comment, di ba, kagaya nito, di ba, Gomez Caloocan, Jem, pagkatapos after nun, ano naman, wow, na-wow sa mga sagot ni Myra, di ba, ganyan. Para silang two-way traffic nagbibigayan. Yan ang mga commenters natin sa baba. So I'm really happy. Keep those comments coming, not only here on Facebook, but also on YouTube and also on Kumu. Uy, Hero Carlo on Kumu. Ayan. Alam mo na pag Kumu, iba ang batian sa Kumu eh. Yung mga pumapasok, binabati natin agad.
Mm.
The head of Kumu Japan is also joining us tonight. Hero Carlo. Thank you so much. Si Hero Carlo nagbigay siya ng Queen. Yan, nagbigay siya ng
Ayan.
virtual gift.
Queen,
Thank you so much. Oo.
very fitting for our guests for tonight. Maraming salamat po sa Queen ninyo na binigay. Ayan, si Jem bumalik na. There you go. Hi, Jem. There. Ayan.
Oh, sorry, nag-reload the page.
It's okay.
Okay.
Maganda pa rin. Maganda pa rin kahit na nawala ng saglit. Diba?
Thank you.
Yan, dahil, Nonoy, sabi mo nga, speaking of Queen, ano na ba yung ating next segment? Our next segment is
Yes.
called?
Okay, this is going to be our next segment, which is actually the highlight of our interviews on Miss Earth Crown for Miss Philippines Earth, ang ating Queen to Queen Challenge. Ano ba yung Queen to Queen Challenge? This is our portion where we ask our queens to talk about, give their insights, and give their opinions on a specific topic we are assigning them. Okay? So for this specific episode, our topic at hand is this. Ito po yung pagdedebatihan ng ating dalawang guests for tonight. Specifically on the topic of how to lessen plastic pollution in the Philippines. Who do you call, or who is supposed to be the one having the upper hand or having more of the influence in solving our problem with plastic pollution? Is it A, the policymakers, or B, the big industries? And as always, here on Miss Earth Crown, our guests do not know kung anong side ang kanilang i-defend until right now. Ngayon lang po nila malalaman kung ano yung kanilang side. So ready na ba kayo kung anong malaman kung anong side na i-defend ninyo?
Po.
Alright. So, policymakers will go to Myra of Aurora, Isabela, and big industries will go to Nuqui of Caloocan. So once again, Myra will defend the side of policymakers being the one we should call on or we should depend on in terms of solving our problem with plastic pollution, while Jem will defend the side of big industries dapat. Okay, the businesses will have to have the upper hand in solving the problem in terms of plastic pollution. So what's going to happen is we're going to hear your opening statements, and then after that, we are going to hear your rebuttals or your opinion, okay, or insights on what was said by your fellow candidates. So are you ready for the Queen to Queen Challenge?
Yes.
Ayan. I'm going to turn my camera off para kayong dalawa lang ang nandyan. Alright. So let's hear first the opening statement of Myra for policymakers.
So I believe that our policy in terms of lessening or minimizing the it is the one policy and policies, and there are some industries that don't know how to follow policies, which I believe that big industries or industries has the bigger um, impact or the bigger contribution in terms of the pollution here in our country. Another is policymakers can create laws that eliminate um, the use of plastics here in our country or to the entire world. Other than like for example, is there reduce the use of plastics for industries, requiring the use of eco bags, and um, for the footwears, something like that. So that's it. Thank you.
There you go. So let's now hear the opening statement of Jem on big industries. What is your opening statement?
I think the big industries have a bigger role when it comes to minimizing or lessening the plastic usage or plastic waste pollution here in our world, because our world wouldn't be a plastic polluted without its source. I think the bigger the source is, the bigger the consumers and users will be. Because in fact, 4% of the natural resources are uses to make plastics, and another 4% used are to power the manufacturing of making plastics. It seems very small, but all in all, we have a 300 million tons every year that produces plastic in our world. That's just only a assumption because we cannot really estimate that. But just like what I said, the bigger the source is, the bigger the consumers and the users will be. So I think the bigger industries have their bigger roles when it comes to this plastic pollution. Thank you.
There you go. All right. So now we're going to go to the rebuttals. So Myra, what is your rebuttal or what can you say about what was mentioned as opening statement by Jem about industries for plastic pollution?
Gen consumers, the bigger, uh, so I believe industries are the one who are the one who contribute to our or the one who contribute or use the plastic. It is the industry's responsibility to yun na, responsibility yun ng industry to stop creating plastics. For example, is the single-use plastics, diba? If the industry stop creating single-use plastics, of course, the small people will stop using single-use plastic, which is malalasen yung contribution ng malalasen ng contribution ng plastic ng industries sa ating environment, which is the policymakers can do. They can implement that the single-use plastics should be eliminated in the market, diba? And exchange with the biodegradable resources or biodegradable packaging, which can help to our environment and lessen the damage to our environment.
There you go. All right. Quickly, Jem, sinabi niya that the policymakers actually have the power to make the big industries stop making or producing plastics in their businesses or in their production. What can you say about that? Jem, I think you're on mute. We cannot. Yes.
Is it
There you
okay?
go. Yeah, go.
Is it okay? Hello? Is it
Yes, yeah.
okay?
You may. Yes, yes. You may continue.
Yes, that was right. It was really right. The lawmakers have the power to have a set or precedent of practices for energy consumption or energy preservations, but or to lessen the plastic. But for me, the bigger industries also have a bigger role because they have big industries can make their laws as easily as they can break them. with a little impunity, just like what Rob Chaplin said. That means that these big industries, as long as they are not trying to lessen or have a alternative for plastics, the consumption or the production will still be the same. And the lawmakers, even though they have, imagine we have existing laws, we have existing laws that anti-pollution, anti-plastics, anti-single use of plastics. But in most of the country or most of the places, it's not really implemented because of these big industries. So that's my point right now. Thank you.
Oh, there you go, Kate. Now, let's hear the final rebuttals of each other. Myra, sabi ni Jem kanina, we have existing laws already, pero we are not really implementing them correctly. So, which means policymakers are not really doing their job, so to say. So, what can you say about that certain insight by Jem?
Okay, I believe that policymakers did their job, which is to create a policy, a law, to stop the use of plastics. But unfortunately, those industries do not know how to implement them to their companies. May mga industries po here. For example, there's a specific town who is the local government implemented in not the use of plastics. But unfortunately, there are some companies or industries that keep using plastics, which is it is the industry's responsibility to follow follow those policies and those laws. But unfortunately, they don't know their vital role, their responsibility as an industry to follow them and to stop the use of plastics, and they keep producing it, and which adds up to the waste here in our landfills and to our environment.
There you go. And one last gem. Myra mentioned that it's the industries who do not know how to follow the regulations and the policies already implemented by the government. That's why we're having a problem with plastic pollution. What is your take on this one?
Actually, that that's what I'm trying to say then. Because as like what I've mentioned, the bigger the source we have, the bigger the production of plastics we have, the consumption will still the same. Yes, we have lawmakers, we have laws, and unfortunately, it really saddens me because it's still not really enough because are so many there's so many contamination of wetlands and soil because of plastics, and not unfortunately the marine life also was still in a bigger problem because of these plastics that was going onto the marine life. But it's like what I said, the big industries have a greater impact to lessen the pollution of plastics because they are the one who are trying to make business out of it. Unfortunately, they still don't have alternatives. But I believe there are businesses who are trying to cope up with the situation, just like by recycling.
Okay, so now we're going to hear the final statements of each of our candidates, starting off with Myra. Aurora, Isabela, what is your final statement?
Policymakers have a greater impact in terms of lessening or minimizing the plastics here because they've done their best to create a policy, a law, which is the industry should be the one who follows. But unfortunately, I believe that the industries are the one who have greater impact, but not greater impact in terms of minimizing the waste, but in terms of maximizing the waste because they keep on creating plastics, which use and falls to our landfills that creates or adds up to the waste or environment.
Thank you so much. Let's now have the final statement or closing statement of Jem Nuqui of Caloocan. What do you have to say?
I think at the very end of the day, if we will just be accountable of what the ways of the regulations and the policies, we can maximize and we can lessen the plastic pollution here in our world that can turn our polluted earth into unhealthy an amazing one. So I think, but that like what I said before, because we have a bigger source, we need to consume it. We need to use it. But I think if we will follow rules and regulations, just like what my queen sis said, it will be a great for both sides, or for the world rather. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. Let's give a virtual applause to Myra and to Jem. Sir Eman, any comments coming from our fans about this specific topic of our debate?
Oo naman. Actually, madaming comments. Napakaraming comments ang nagdadatingan. Unahin natin yung comments from Facebook and YouTube. Actually, ang mga comments ay bannering pa rin for this. Sabi pa rin ng mga tao. Sabi ni Jennifer, go, go, go! Miss Caloocan! Ayan. Jerimi Nuqui. At syempre, sabi din ni Julie, ayan, magpakita ka, Julie. Ayan, sabi ni Julie, go, Miss Aurora Isabela. Ayan, sabi nila, they are so proud of napakadami. Paulit-ulit ng mga comments and mga support, show of support. Go, Ate Myra. Ayan, so go, Miss Aurora, ganyan. So madaming mga support. Pero actually, meron tayong magandang discussion din na nangyayari sa Kumu right now. Kasi may mga nagko-comment. Sabi ni Team Butiki. So, favorite ko to si Team Butiki. Ang sabi niya, di ba industries comply with what is set by policy makers? Like they have bigger power. Yun daw yung ang paniniwala niya that policy makers actually have bigger power. Pero ang masasabi ko naman dyan, I believe, yes, they do, but the big industries also put out initiatives that are not necessarily sanctioned by the government and policymakers, di ba? Ayan. Tapos sabi ni King Butiki pa, ang sabi, inad ni King Butiki, I think, tama ba ako? Okay. Sabi ni Tina, bakit hindi natin tawagin ang attention bakit nawala kayong lahat? Bakit hindi natin tawagin ang attention ng people na siyang gumagamit talaga since we cannot really force to stop the plastic industry. Yun yung sabi ni Tina from Kumu. Di ba? Ang gaganda ng points. Ang sabi nila, ang ganda-ganda po ng issue na pinag-uusapan nila.
Yes. And we are so happy that Myra and Jem. Yes, again, Jem.
Tayo pa rin. At the end of the day, tayo pa rin, we individuals have the initiative to lessen our plastic waste kasi every one of us will be a big help.
I agree.
That is true. Oh.
Exactly. Yes.
We have
Okay yan. Yes. O, diba? Exactly. Actually, Sir Emma, I'd just like to capture that what we have discussed a while ago. We have to really believe in the power of the vote and the power of the peso, because the power of the vote is when we choose the right officials who are going to do the right thing, right? In terms of policies. And of course, ang ating power of the peso, because as consumers, we have the power to say that, hey, your business is not eco-friendly, I'm not supporting, I'm not buying anything from you. That is the power of the public na kailangan nating gamitin ng maayos at ng maganda to solve the problem of plastic pollution. Right, Sir Eman?
That is true. Kaya tama rin yung sabi ni Tina sa Kumuna, pati mga tao may power din. Hindi lang ang big industries at ang mga policy makers. Hindi ba? So tayong lahat may power to help reduce plastic pollution here in our country, and not only plastic pollution but other environmental issues.
Correct.
Diba? At napakaganda po. Ang ganda ng ating discussion for tonight at ang dami ko ring natutunan sa kanilang dalawa. Grabe, talagang walang itatapon, wala talagang all of our walang itatapon sa mga points that they raised, at napakagaganda nila inside and out, especially their minds. Diba? at speaking of napakadami, ang dami pa rin nating mga comments diyan sa baba. So, yes, go Ate Myra at nasabi napakagaling mo Caloocan. Yes, dahil Caloocan. Grabe. Sabi nito, ni Jennifer, bagay na bagay maging Miss Philippines Earth. Ayan, um, Miss Caloocan lang ang sakalang. Sabi niya gano'n. And of course, sabi din ni Jambi, go at Myra from Aurora, Isabela. At maganda yung sinabi ni John Mark. Sabi ni John Mark, everyone has a great role in minimizing
Exactly.
plastics. That is true. Oo, that is true. At the end of the day, hindi ba? I think it all depends on cooperation between policymakers, big industries, and the people in reducing plastic.
Yeah.
Yun, 'di ba? At sabi ng ating editor-in-chief ng Miss Earth Crown na si Mark Ligatchalian, na parang soon ay makakausap niyo din.
Nako girls, buti na lang
Nako.
nandito kayo.
Oo,
We will
abangan
meet
niyo
him
po yan sa
soon.
Mr. Mark Ligatchalian. Malalaman natin kung ano ang magiging role ni Mr. Mark Ligatchalian sa journey ninyo on Miss Philippines Earth soon. Pero meron siyang comment ngayon, sabi niya, amazing girls, well researched. Dapat
Yeah.
yan.
Pero importante, Sir Eman, na nakita sila ni Sir Mark dito ngayon sa MEC. Malalaman nyo kung bakit in the coming days.
Oo, grabe, may cliffhanger tayo dito.
Ganun talaga.
Oo, grabe. Yun, ayun. I think, yeah, that's all we have for today. Ang dami nating mga comments. Just keep the comments coming. In fact, kahit tapos na ang ating stream because we are
Yes.
going to have this on replay on YouTube and Facebook. You can still comment on the issue and of course show your support for your favorite candidate for Miss Philippines. Ayun.
Ayan.
And because of that, ayan, we want to interview, and as much as we want to talk with with our girls tonight, this is all the time that we have. Pero we're not going to end without asking our ladies to tell us what is up next on the Miss Philippines Earth schedule. Kanina nakita natin yung isa sa mga preliminary competition, nakita na natin ang beauty of face, if I'm not mistaken, at napakaganda ng ating mga candidates. Ano ba yung susunod? Medyo nawala ayan. There you go. Unahin natin si Jem. Alam mo na susunod na ganap sa Miss Philippines.
Like kanina, meron ng beauty of face. I am excited to say, ang susunod naman pong aabangan ay long gown competition. So stay tuned dahil alam ko
long gown competition.
Ang sisters ko ay pasabog. Lahat kami. Actually,
Naman.
we have something you really need to see.
Ooh, we are so excited. Lagi naman tayong excited lalo na kapag yung long gown competition. At Myra, balita ko rin meron ng ilo-launch soon na isa-isa, hindi ba? Tama ba? Kung mag-uumpisa tomorrow. Ano nga ba ito, Myra?
Other lockdown. Abangan niyo po yun. I think it's tomorrow. Yes.
Oo, ayan, abangan niyan. Siyempre, bukod dun sa mga preliminaries at bukod dun sa long run competition, inaabangan din ng mga Earthlings ang mga echo videos ng ating mga kandidata simula bukas. Yan, hindi naman sabay-sabay. Ang dami nila, no? So, hindi sabay-sabay. So, isa-isa, malalaman natin, makikita natin, mapapanood natin, at may evaluate natin ang mga echo videos ng mga Miss Philippines Earth candidate. Diba, Noy? Kasi, alam mo, isa yan sa mga mga treasures ng Miss Philippines Earth. Bukod dun sa videos, pati yung mga Earthlings, very, very, very conscious sa mga eco videos ng mga Miss Philippines Earth at Miss Earth candidates. Pinapanood talaga nila yan.
Correct, yes.
They really take time to watch and comment and evaluate, di ba?
Yes, and most especially for this year, I am not sure, Eman, if you're going to agree with me, but I think this is not only the biggest roster of candidates, no, but I think this is the most varied in terms of advocacies, in terms of, syempre yung locations and yung mga representations from different parts of the Philippines. Kaya exciting, abangan po natin ang Earthlings starting tomorrow. So you will have to stay tuned to Miss Philippines Earth to watch out for your candidates' eco videos.
Yes, there you go. And of course, that aside from the eco videos tomorrow, kasama rin po sa mga bagay na mga that you have to watch out for are the next episodes of Miss Philippines Earth in Focus only here on Miss Earth Crown. Tama ba ako, Noy?
Yay.
Yan. We're going to take a
Yes.
little break, pero alam mo ba kung kailan ang susunod nating schedule?
Yes, actually, we are coming back very, very soon. Hopefully next weekend, of course,
Yes.
para po we continue our very special coverage of Miss Philippines Earth only here on Miss Earth Crown. And of course, we are also going to cover the preliminary competitions as mentioned by Myra and Jem. You will have to stay tuned for that because we're also ready, okay, prepping for our hot picks for Miss Philippines Earth 2021. My
Alam niyo
gosh,
naman, isa sa mga
exciting.
pinaka-inaabangang hotpick ay ang hotpicks ng Miss Philippines Earth because we really take time to evaluate our hotpicks. Kaya abangan niyo po yan. Any last message for your supporters and to everyone who's following you? And where can they follow you? Yan. Let's start with Jem.
Thank you, Sir Emma and Sir Noy, for inviting me and having me here. It's a very great talk and informative because we are debating and kahit biglaan, we are able to speak what we really want. And you can follow me, guys. You can be updated by following me various social media accounts, just like Twitter and Instagram, gem_Nuqui, and my Facebook page, Jerimi Nuqui. Thank you.
Yon. How about you, Myra?
Noy, for having me here, for having us here and having a platform to speak out what is needed to be heard and to speak out about our advocacy. Other than that, I want to thank everyone who supported our night. Kahit oras na po, you watch, you wait. So thank you everyone for further announcement or activities of Miss Earth and you can also about Myra, Isabelle, Myra, Isabelle. Have a good night.
Ayun, yes, oo, kaya yon. So, Noy, ikaw, ano naman ang iyong masasabi before we leave?
But so once again, this has been a really great run so far for Miss Philippines Earth coverage of Miss Earth Crown. Maraming salamat po talaga, Earthlings, and maraming salamat sa supporters ng mga candidates because you know what? We are so overwhelmed and so happy with the reception and the support and the views. Maraming salamat po talaga because the hard work that we're doing is really paid off because of your love and your support every single time you put out our content out there. Kaya patuloy lang
Yes.
pong pagsuporta sa aming content only here on MEC TV. Right, Sir Eman?
That is true. And now we can officially say that we are the best and source for your Miss Philippines Earth and Miss Earth news here on the Miss Earth industry. Ayan, kaya maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. So, in behalf of Noy, our guest for tonight, and the whole Miss Earth Crown team, this has been Eman Feliciano. And please be with us again as we interview the next set of candidates for Miss Philippines Earth in Focus. Bye, everyone!
Bye!
Night.